my god. You're so awesome, Lawrence Lim.
It's Lawrence Lim with the W.
A man takes a lady out on her first date. On first date, the man asked the companion if she'd like a drink with dinner. "Oh, no. What would I tell my Sunday class?" she replied. Later, he offered her a cigarette. No. What would I tell my Sunday school class?" she said again. On the drive home, he saw a motel. Figuring he had nothing to lose until she was shot, he asked if she wanted to stop in there. "Okay," she replied. Astounded, he asked, "What would you tell your Sunday school class?" "The same thing I always tell them. You don't have to drink or smoke to have a good time."
Silly Sally steps into an elevator with her two mates. There's a sticky white puddle in the corner. Mate 1, that looks like cum. Mate 2, smells like cum. Silly Sally wipes her fingers in it and tastes it, and after a while goes, "Nah, it's no one in this building."
The wife calls her husband and says, "I know you've been sleeping with another woman. You bastard. I've packed my things and I'm leaving you. I'm moving in with my sister." He replies, "Okay, see you when you get here." A madam opened the door to her brothel in Miami to a rather dignified, well-dressed, good-looking man in his late 40s or early 50s. "May I help you, sir?" she asked. The man replied, "I want to see Valerie." "Sir, Valerie is one of our most expensive ladies. Perhaps you should prefer someone else," said the madam. He replied, "No, I must see Valerie." Valerie appears, announced to the man she charges $10,000 per visit. Without hesitation, the man pulled out $10,000 and gave it to Valerie. They went upstairs. After an hour, the man calmly left. The next night, the man appeared again, once more demanding to see Valerie. Valerie explained that no one had ever come back 2 nights in a row as she was too expensive. "There are no discounts. The price is still $10,000. Again, the man pulled out the money, gave it to Valerie. They went upstairs. After an hour, he left. The following night, the man was there yet again, and everyone was astounded that he had come for a third consecutive night. But he met Valerie, and they went upstairs. During their session, Valerie said to the man, "No one has ever been with me 3 nights in a row. Where are you from?" The man replied, "I'm from St. Louis." "Really?" she said. "I have family in St. Louis." "I know," the man said. "Your sister died, and I'm her lawyer. She asked me to give you your £30,000 inheritance."
So one day, Charlie Brown bought see-through pants thinking they were looking very cool. On his way to school, he met Lucy. "Hey Lucy, do you like my new pants? Aren't they cool?" Lucy replied, "Charlie Brown, I knew you were crazy, but now I can clearly see your nuts." So my daughter woke me up around midnight last night, tugged my arm and asked Daddy, "Do you know how old I'll be next month?" Tired as I was, I knew this was important to her. So I replied, "I don't know, sweetie." She just smiled and held up 4 fingers. It's now morning and we've been up all night. She still refuses to tell us where she got them. So I was sitting on a bench in the park next to a homeless man. I asked him how he ended up this way. He said, "Up until last week, I still had it all. A cook cooked my meals. My room was cleaned. My clothes were washed. I had a roof over my head. I had TV, internet. I went to the gym, the pool, the library. I could still go to school." I asked him, "What happened? Was it drugs? Alcohol? Divorce?" "Oh no, nothing like that," he said. "I got out of prison." So a preacher, wanting to raise money for his church, was told there was a fortune in horse racing. He decided to purchase a horse and enter it in the races. However, at the local auction, the going price for horses was so high that he settled on a donkey instead. The preacher figured, since he bought the animal, he might as well race it. To his great surprise, the donkey did quite well and came in 3rd place. The next day, the racing sheets carried this headline: "Preacher shows ass." The preacher was so pleased with the donkey that he entered it in the races again, and this time the animal won 1st place. The paper said, preacher's ass out in front. The bishop was so upset with this kind of publicity that he ordered the preacher not to enter the donkey in any more races. The newspaper printed this headline: "Bishop scratches preacher's ass." This was too much for the bishop, and he ordered the preacher to get rid of the donkey. The preacher decided to give the animal to a nun in a local convent. The next day, the headlines read, "Nun has best ass in town." The bishop fainted. When he came around, he informed the nun that she would have to dispose of the donkey. The nun searched and finally found a farmer willing to buy the animal for $10. The paper stated, "Nun peddles ass for $10. They buried the bishop the next day. So, a plane crashes on an island, and 2 guys survive. The island's native people approach them and say, "You can let us kill you now, or you can try to take the challenge. The challenge is, we get the strongest guy we have to flick you in the balls 10 times. The first guy thinks, that's got to be better than dying, and says, "I'll take the challenge." The natives get their strongest man to flick him 10 times in the balls. By the end of the challenge, the first survivor's balls are bleeding, and he's rolling on the ground in pain. The second guy sees this and thinks, "Holy shit, I would rather die than have my balls go through that kind of pain." So he says, "I think I'll just die." So, the natives flick him to death. So a guy goes to a government office to interview for a job. The interviewer asks him, "Are you a veteran?" "Yes, I served 2 tours in Vietnam," replied the guy. "Good, that counts in your favor. Do you have any service-related disabilities?" asked the interviewer. "I am 100% disabled," replied the guy. "A mortar round blew off my testicles, so they declared me disabled. It doesn't affect my ability to work, though." "Sorry to hear about the damage," said the interviewer, "but I have some good news for you. I can hire you right now. Our working hours are 8 to 4. Come in at 10 tomorrow, and we'll get you started." "If working hours are from 8 to 4, why do you want me to come at 10? "Well, here at the government, we don't do anything but sit around and scratch our balls for the first 2 hours. No point in you coming in for that." Sitting in the bar, George asked his 40-year-old friend John, "How come you aren't married?" John, sipping on his drink, smirked and replied, "I haven't found the right woman yet." George asked, "So what are you looking for?" Leaning back in his chair, John began listing his criteria. "Oh, she's got to be real pretty, a good cook and housekeeper. She's got to know how to handle finances, have a nice and pleasant personality, and money. She's got to have money, and if she has her own house, it wouldn't hurt either." George, raising an eyebrow, remarked, "A woman like that would be crazy to marry you." Undeterred, John replied, "Oh, it's okay if she is crazy too." So a man walked into a liquor store with a sawn-off shotgun. He pointed the gun at the store assistant and told her to empty the cash register into the bag he was carrying. The assistant did so without any hesitation. The crook then told the assistant to give him a packet of cigarettes. The assistant calmly replied, "I'm sorry, sir. I can't serve you cigarettes unless you show me some ID." The crook pulled out his driver's license and showed it to the assistant. When the assistant saw that he was old enough for the cigarettes, she kindly gave him a packet. The crook then ran out the door. The assistant called the police straight away and gave them the crook's name and address that she had read off the license. Police attended the address and arrested the crook about half an hour later.
Subscribe to Lauren's social media now, or I will weather modify your area so you will have flood for a week or so. Or my name is not Donald Trump.